Chris, what is our fourth main topic today?
Our fourth topic is from Heisenberg. Hi, John and Co. Hope all are well and enjoying the new studio. Justin Kroll from The Deadline was talking about Feige looking for big-name directors for MCU's Fantastic Four movie as, quote, he doesn't want to oversee the entire shoot after not having to worry about that with Sam Raimi. Doctor Strange 2 was good, but not a great movie like we all expected it to be. The MCU has always been great overall because of Kevin Feige being hands-on. Do you think this will affect the movie's quality as a result of him not willing to oversee the entire shoot? Thanks and bring on the filthy.
All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in. Appreciate that. And of course, we all know Fantastic Four is coming. Not really sure when, but it's coming. They told us 2 years ago, Fantastic Four is coming. And John Watts was going to direct it. Then we found out John Watts is, no, I'm directing some Star Wars stuff. So he's off doing that. And also, he still has that George Clooney, Brad Pitt movie that he's doing as well. So his dance card's full. So some of us started theorizing, could it be John Krasinski coming in to do this? Or could it be another director, what have you? But who's going to direct Fantastic Four has still been a question that's up in the air. And apparently it's a question that hasn't been answered yet, but they are looking for top names. This comes to us from the folks over at The Direct, who wrote the following. According to Deadline's Justin Kroll, there's a large mix of candidates in the search to replace John Watts as the director of Fantastic Four following his recent departure. Marvel Chief Creative Officer Kevin Feige and his team are, quote unquote, are taking a lot of shots at some big names. No names have currently surfaced for who could be cast or hired as director. However, regarding the production of Fantastic Four, one source told Kroll that Kevin Feige doesn't want to oversee the entire shoot, and after not having to worry about that with Raimi, he is very game for the same outcome with this shoot. All right, two extremely big things here that Justin from the Direct from Deadline is saying. Number one, they're aiming for big names in the director's chair. This is not something that Kevin Feige normally does. He loves mining out these storytellers that nobody else is paying attention to. Who heard of the Russo brothers, really? Before Kevin Feige was like again, they're the you, me, and Dupree guys. But he knew these guys are on the same page as me. I can direct this with them. Or Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed has got some stuff, but he wasn't a household name. John Watts was not a household name. I mean, he tends to like to go for those kinds of directors. Sam Raimi was a bit of a departure, which is great. But him saying now, I'm shooting at big names. And when somebody says big names, how many big names are there in the directing world?
Oh, not many.
Not a lot. Are we talking Tarantino? Are we talking Christopher Nolan? Are we talking Peter Jackson? Are we talking frickin' a Steven Spielberg directed MCU movie?
Marty Scorsese. Eating his words and coming to the MCU.
Spike Lee. I just, the imagination starts to go wild. So that's big thing number one. Number two is something I have been saying for a long time, that my big concern with this rapid expansion of the MCU is this. Kevin Feige ain't going to have the same control over the projects anymore. And Kevin Feige's direct hand on everything has been the magic sauce that has made the MCU what it is. And I've been saying this for a while, that with all the projects they're doing, Kevin Feige is going to be less and less and less directly involved with these things. And I believe that's one of the reasons why the overall super high level of quality of Marvel has come down a little bit. Still very good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm still enjoying it a great deal, but you can feel it. And that comment right there saying, Kevin didn't go hands-on with Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange ended up being a good movie, but second tier Marvel. And my fear now is, with all the crap they've got going on, that's going to become more and more common. Kevin Feige's thumbprints are going to be less and less on the MCU, and I'm worried about that. We want to take a second and thank the sponsors of this video, MeUndies. Guys, when you've got a job like mine where you're sitting down talking about movies or sitting down and watching a lot of movies, you learn to appreciate a really good pair of underwear. And this summer, guys, why suffer through junk swamp with that 20 pairs in a plastic bag junk that we normally buy for ourselves, when you could be enjoying this summer wearing the most breathable, softest, most comfortable underwear out there, MeUndies. I've been wearing MeUndies for a little while now, and I'm telling you, I am never going back. Because let's face it, guys, summer is sweaty, but your butt doesn't have to be. With MeUndies light and breathable micro model fabric, you can stay comfy and cool all summer long. They have super fun seasonal prints and tons of styles to choose from in any size from extra small to 4XL, so you can bring the beach to your butt without ever leaving your living room. Make it a soft summer with MeUndies. MeUndies has a great offer for my viewers and listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off. If you sign up for their free-to-join membership, you can apply that 15% off to their already discounted membership prices. So to get 15% off your first order and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/Campea. That's MeUndies.com/Campea. Still, that being said, Rob, two big things here. Shooting for big name directors. Who could they be talking about, do you think? Who could you see as a fit that would be a big name? And secondly, the comment about Feige maybe not being as hands-on anymore.
First of all, you said two words that now is stuck. I never put this together, but now it's all I want. I want Steven Spielberg to direct Fantastic
Oh God,
Four.
how great would that be? How great would that be?
I mean, he's making the biopic about his family.
Yep.
Now I can't think of a better director whose sensibilities are more perfect for Fantastic Four than Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Now that I'm getting chills thinking about it.
You think of the awe and wonder of a E.T., of Close Encounters. You take that kind of sensibility and put it to a Fantastic Four.
And you know what? We now live in a world where I believe, and Steven Spielberg has done a lot of things. Like in the latter half of his career, like you got classic Spielberg. You've got Jaws, you've got Close Encounters, you've got Raiders, you've got E.T., Empire of the Sun. You go all, and then you've got sort of middle era Spielberg with Schindler's List and Jurassic Park and Saving Private Ryan. And then after that, when he's doing all kinds of things. War of the Worlds and Minority Report could be great movies for anybody, but for Spielberg, kind of mid-level. Then he does like War Horse and Tintin and all West Side Story, unbelievably well directed. Dude, Steven Spielberg should make Fantastic Four. And then Kevin Feige's like, yo, you guys got this.
Well, yeah, like if Steven Spielberg is directing Fantastic Four, I have no problem with Kevin Feige would want.
I mean, and I don't think that there is a better superhero movie than Fantastic Four, which is essentially a family.
Yeah.
For him to direct, that sense of awe and wonder, he could handle Galactus. He could handle, if he has to bring in Doctor Doom, he could do all that. I want Steven Spielberg. This is what I want, John. Please make it happen. You do lots of magical stuff. But when it comes to in terms of Kevin Feige, obviously, like you said, there's the expansion of the MCU. There's more TV shows. They're branching off into animation. And I can see, because he's got other things, other movies, newer movies, new characters. I'm sure that he has to oversee something like Marvel's, because he's got Miss Marvel. I could see that would require more of his attention. He already worked with Sam Raimi because he worked on the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
He knows Raimi. He's like, you got this, buddy. You've already made 3 movies. You get it. Steven Spielberg, he'd be like, show me some dailies, man. I'll watch your dailies.
It's the one guy, I think, in the industry that Kevin Feige would show up and say, Mr. Spielberg. What do you think, Steven?
Can you imagine? I mean, even when Steven Spielberg does something like Ready Player One.
God, and I love that movie.
I have to tell you, I was never a big fan of the book. And a lot of people don't like that movie, but as far as, I mean,
I don't understand, because I thought
he
the movie
changed things, like brought The Shining into it, which I thought was, I'm like, Gundam, RX-78, classic Gundam armor. I mean, the classic mobile suit. That alone. And that movie's a hell of a lot of fun. If he could bring that sense of, now I'm obsessed, dude.
And West Side Story was still, to me, still the best movie of last year.
I mean, he's still at the height of his powers. Please, Steven Spielberg. Please make West Side Story. You did that. Please make Fantastic Four. I mean, it's something I wanted him to make a musical ever since the opening number of Temple of Doom. In my mind, I've wanted to see a Steven Spielberg superhero movie because he would elevate that material. His direction, the way he can move the camera. I mean,
do you remember for a while there, he was attached to a DC project about the fighter plane pilots,
Blackhawk.
Yeah. He was connected to that for a while.
I know.
That kind of fell
I mean,
apart.
that was more of a World War II, and I love Blackhawk. I have an action figure. I have a good Blackhawk action figure.
Chris, what do you think about all this? Number one, who do you think could direct? What do you think of some of the names they're saying when they say they're going after big names? And what do you think about the fact of Kevin Feige maybe being less hands-on now?
I mean, like my esteemed colleague here, I really want it to be Spielberg because the first family, come on, that'd be great. And I do love the idea of, as we go further into the MCU, having these notable directors like a Peter Jackson, like a Guillermo del Toro coming into the mix and giving everything their kind of flavor. I think that'd be
Guillermo
great.
del Toro, Fantastic
Right?
Four.
Him handling creatures would be dope as hell.
That
It'd
would
be
be
so
so
good.
dope.
It would be so, so good. But it also makes sense to me, too, that Kevin Feige is taking a step back, not only because it seems like he has his sights set on Star Wars, but also the Bob Chapek of it all. He doesn't have the same control over films like he did
This
before.
is true. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you already are being told, hey, you're in control, but you're not, are you really going to want to step up and be very, very hands-on if ultimately you are still kind of a middleman now when you used to get to have final say on everything?
And David Zaslav is texting you every 2 days saying, hey,
baby,
we'll
I'll
give
treat you
control.
right.
Right.
Listen, baby, I know how you want to do things. It'll be fine over here. No, you're going to take a step back and you're going to reevaluate what you want to do too. But
By the way,
I like this.
You know what a byproduct of a Steven Spielberg Fantastic Four movie would be?
What's that?
If it happens soon, a John Williams score.
It would have to be real soon.
I would have to be real soon, and I know
Yeah.
John Williams is going to be scoring Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But you know what? How great would it be to get a John Williams Marvel Universe score?
Williams would work till 100 with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. Yep.
He would totally do that. Anyway, guy, we got to move on here. But guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Oh, Ray, what do you got?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought Ray was going to. Question is for you. What do you think about this? Number one, the concerning thing for me that Kevin Feige, by necessity, is having to become less hands-on because of the sheer number of projects, but also they're going after big name directors. Who do you think those names could be? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there.